Done Hitless benefiting the American Heart Association. This weekend, we have raised $15,574 for AHA, and we couldn't have done it without your support. Thank you so much. The incentive for our final game has been met. You donate for it, and now it is time for Sekiro. So, Mitch, take it away.
Sekiro, it's going to be all memories, which means every single big main boss of the game. And as a little special extra secret to it, we're going to be doing it sword only. No items, no skills, just the sword, doing all of it. And yeah, we can get maybe a little introduction to our runners first, and then we can get this started. So, Capdi, how about you first?
Well, my name is Capdi. I'm from Spain. I mostly play within the Hispanic community. I've been playing Sekiro running Sekiro for mostly 2 years. I ran also some other games, but Sekiro is definitely my expertise, of course.
All right, and
yeah,
croacx?
my name is croacx. I'm from Germany, and I've been part of the Hitless community for over 3 years now, almost 4 years. And it's just wonderful people, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and I'm one of your commentators, mitchriz. I have more of a speed side than the hitless side, but I've done a few hitless runs of like the Shura ending. So I'm going to be, excited to see all the amazing strats they have for No Memories. And here with me, I have my co-commentator.
Yeah, I'm sillxex, and I'm on the other side of the coin. I'm more of a hitless runner rather than speed runner. And I've run for a couple years, almost 3 already, and especially sword only with this kind of restrictions. So yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting to see, very fun to watch, and definitely a nice showcase for the complete fights in hitless, because given the high damage that you usually have during runs, you don't really see the movesets and the special things that all the bosses have. And this is going to feature some interesting strategies that we will be able to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get right into it. Let's start to see those interesting strategies. So we can go ahead and get our run started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, runners.
Good luck.
I'm excited about this, honestly.
Oh, I'm very excited. I love the sword only. I've tried a little bit of the sword only myself with the Mortal Journey Gauntlet. And
oh yeah,
that was really tough. I have not gotten that hitless yet. So they have to do all of those, and they have to do all the running sections in between. So I am super excited to see these strategies.
A good thing about Sekiro is that the running sections are not very complicated on sword only. They don't change very much, but of course the main difference with regular hitless and also speedruns are the one and only gun fort.
Yes,
very
fun fort, as we call it.
Yeah, definitely. Afraid to run into it in speedruns because of the gamble, and it has taken more than a couple runs in hitless as well. So it's definitely one of the major points in sword only. And talking about sword only, while our runners are getting started with their runs, I want to give a little shout out of the creator of this restriction back in early stages of Sekiro in 2019, 2020, all that beginning of hitless running. And this was a Grayson Flow's idea. He just decided, okay, how far can I take this, and how little can I use to complete the game without any hits? And this is the result, and definitely has come a long way. Many new strats have been discovered, many interesting ways of fighting bosses, and many ways of rediscovering the same game that we all know and love. And here we have the first fight.
First fight, Genichiro, which is always sword only because you don't have anything else at this point. The main key here is that even when he does something like a thrust attack, you have to be able to dodge it. We don't have a Mikiri counter or anything like that. You'll see a lot of other dodges as well, sometimes for just being safe, sometimes for speed. It's a little faster sometimes to dodge attacks than to deflect them. That flurry that Genichiro does, it will hit you if you try to deflect it all. It'll get a block on you, which does count as a hit in Sekiro. So you'll see the runners are going to be dodging that flurry behind him and basically just waiting it out till it's over to get the next hits in. Both runners in the fight at the moment. Both doing really well so far.
Yeah, so far this is just getting the feel for it and warming up a little bit for the future boss fights of the run. croacx already finished with it.
Very fast
Really
fight.
nice. Yeah, he got quite a decent RNG for speed. Not a lot of backsteps there.
And yeah, Capti's still working on it. Another technique that they use a little bit in this fight and will use Capti with he had to deflect the thrust attack because there was no room to dodge there. Very, very smart. But yeah, thrust attacks can be deflected. Not very well known. They cannot be blocked, but if you time it perfectly, you can get the deflect. He's going to do it once more.
Ooh, with the deflect death blow, always spicy to have.
Yes, very spicy and actually very fast. So excellent. You love to see that.
And yeah, an interesting fact that you just remarked, Mitch, is that we're not going to have any single skill. It's not implicitly in the restriction, it's not implicit in it. Sword only does not include no skills, but it has commonly been run like that. So our runners are gonna not have a single skill, so they won't pick any skill books. So no extra deflect damage, no meter deflects, because it's a skill, even though many people think it's on the base moveset. No Mikiri counter, no nothing. It's gonna be an extra layer of restriction. And here croacx preparing for the ogre fight after having picked up the bell to move into Hirata state later.
Oh, going for the sneaky death blow on him. Okay.
Yeah. Not gonna go for the new discovery jump for Gachinless. That's already being used for...
That's scary enough for speed
speed
runs.
runs.
We are not using that for hitless.
Definitely. Well, some runners do. There are some spicy runners out there.
Yeah?
Not me. Definitely not me.
Not in a marathon, let's say. You could maybe go for it if you get to reset. Not in a marathon. I doubt we will see either runner go for
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's a smart move to take it slow and steady, but hitless. And here, it's better to fight him unlocked. Many runners start fighting ogre locked on in hitless until they realize how easier it makes their lives to fight without lock on. You see, he goes down very, very quickly. croacx already finishing.
Excellent fight.
And yeah, quite clean overall. Yeah. After going for those dead angles, a resource that you will see both runners utilize very commonly, given that our moveset is very limited, because we're only gonna do sword only, so no combat arts, we are not gonna have any mortal draws and ichimonjis. We only have the power of our sword with us. They're gonna utilize that sword to the limit with those dead angles that exploit the fact that some enemies, not ogre for example, but mostly the humanoid enemies, only block when you're facing towards them, when the attack faces towards them. So if you attack outside of the angle, let's put it like that, they are undefended. They are defenseless upon your attacks. So very, very commonly used technique on speedruns and here in sword only to maximize your damage output.
Yeah, and a similar technique that you also use on Ogre, you kind of combine the two, is just strafe attacking. Basically, if you're unlocked from an enemy, as you're doing your attacks, it will move you forward with your attack. And so if you use that movement to slowly move around the enemy, you can oftentimes get them to have to turn to face you, which gets you time for additional attacks. So
yes, and
you
also
can do those both at the same time.
Advantage. Yeah, definitely. It's all about combining the resources. And here, croacx getting for the bane of many hitless runners out there.
Yep.
Gyobu Masataka Oniwa.
You love to say his
Quite
name,
the
but
boss
you hate to
fight.
have to fight him.
Definitely.
Guess so.
Definitely. It's one of the harder boss fights of any hitless run, honestly.
Yeah.
Except when you're getting into the higher low damage stuff. Ooh, the sneaky headshot at the end.
Excellent. Phase 1 down. Phase 2 is mostly the same, but has some scary moves. But as long as we use the grapples properly, we shouldn't see them.
Yeah.
And yeah, the main worry with Gyobu is the camera and getting dead angled yourself. So we mentioned that enemies can't block if you attack facing away from them. You also can't block if your character is not facing where their attack is. So
Yeah,
some attacks can hit you kind of in the back of the head.
Yes. But here, both very experienced runners, they know how to reposition themselves around Gyobu and taking advantage of that strafe attacks that we were talking about earlier, to have always that upper hand on Gyobu. And here croacx leaves poor Onikage alone to fade away in the mist. Some say Onikage actually travels to the lands between and joins
Becomes
the
Torrent,
Tarnished.
of course.
Yes. So don't weep for poor Onikage. He's in a better place, literally. And here, Cap the finish in the second phase with a sneaky positioning, close to the wall, but he got the stagger there. Gotta be careful with him. Okay, no funny shenanigans with the wall. And here you can see perfectly those strafes we were talking about with the R1s going under the attack of the spear, and we already finished that fight. Very, very clean, very good from both runners. No hits.
A very
far.
hard fight there.
Yeah, it's definitely the hardest fight of Shura if you fight him straight up. Because you when you have access to firecrackers, you can actually script him very easily. But when you fight him head on, it's definitely one of the hardest fights of any percent in Hitless, alongside Emma Ishin, the final boss fight of said round. Not this one though. We won't be seeing Emma Ishin here, because in all memories, it's only gonna be the memories that are obtainable during a single playthrough. So we will be fighting Croacx Dishin.
Yes, so it's technically
And here we have-
maximum memories possible as opposed to all of them, because
Yes.
we are missing one, but you know, it sounds a
Yeah.
lot better to say all memories.
Definitely. And talking about memories, everyone remembers the first time they fought Bull. And here we see croacx fighting the more often played now strat.
Beautiful
with the headshots. Yeah, very, very clean. Way in the early stages of Hitless, we all used to run behind his back and slapping him in the butt until we finally perfected the headshot strat. Because hitting the bull in the head not only deals extra damage, it also deals extra poise damage, stagger damage. So with a single stab, you deal 6 times the amount of stagger damage that you would do with a singular one to the body.
6 times?
So his staggers.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Because it's double the stagger damage from the thrust, and triple the stagger damage from the headshot. So it
Wow.
combines, and that way the runners can count how many hits of stagger the bull has.
Oh, using the iframes for the stab? I don't know that I've
Yes.
seen that before, but I love that.
That's a super nice strat that utilizes a weird funky behavior of the aggro, because if you look away from that soldier while you're running at it, it doesn't attack you. It's a similar thing going on with Snake Eyes, you know, when you're avoiding the yellow. Oh, also croacx at the same time going for Genny, and he's not gonna dodges. He warned me of this. He's not gonna do dodges. He's gonna fight the bosses straight on,
Yes.
going for slower but more spectacle for our viewers. here on
Here comes the
GD8.
flurry. You really don't want to see that from Genny. You do have to sort of dodge through the end of
Especially
it.
close the corner.
Yep.
Especially close to the corner.
Well,
Very, very
he'd love to
tricky.
get him back into the corner so that he can't back away and do arrows, but it's okay if you have to fight him in the middle. You just have to be aware that arrows are a possibility.
Yeah. He only has to be careful of arrows once
Ooh,
his
good deflect.
posture is very tricky corner
he has to do it
situation there.
again. Yeah, that is
Not
the danger
good
of the
RNG.
corner.
Yeah, not good RNG there.
Yep.
Being that close to the corner with both walls around him, having that fast is one of the worst things that can happen there, honestly.
Yeah, but it looks like he's still going to make it through clean.
Ooh,
Oh.
that could have been very, very dangerous. He could have instantly backstepped and he would have the dodge arrows. But no problem there.
Final phase, we cannot actually deflect the lightning in no hit. So he's going to have to take this a little bit slow, dodge those lightnings. They're not the worst things to dodge, but you do just need to make sure you're not doing the dodges too early or you could get hit.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty clean fight so far. There you see the lightning. Unlocking is a smart decision there because when unlocked, you get the full dodge iframes as opposed to doing a sidestep when dashing to the side locked on. So playing with that locked on, locked off mechanic is very, very important in this kind of hitless runs. And on the other side, we see the dodges, very comfortable, very, very fast.
Much faster.
Yes, definitely. This is honestly my go-to strat on hitless. You just don't have to think about Genny as a fight.
And you have to
here
worry about
is the
those
only-
arrows, which just we saw right there. You have to stay so close to him that the arrows basically just go over your head. But as long as you do that, it is very consistent in that doorway there.
Yeah, the only concern is is correctly pressing the dodge button to iframe those couple first arrows. Because the first two are so close that can actually hit you if you just walk into him. But dodging is a wide window and you can see him do the animation way earlier because he does the back step so you are already prepared. It's a good leeway, but still gotta be careful. And we're gonna see Tomoe face.
Oh,
Ooh, with the
jumping
jump.
over the stab? I have not seen that before. I wonder if that's fast.
Yeah. Probably not, because you miss on some good dead angle opportunities if you strafe around him, but it's definitely a nice flex.
We do love flexing.
Yeah, we love this showing off, especially in marathon runs. We love them.
One last arrow, and he should be able to finish him off.
Yes.
Oh, a little unlucky with the deflects. Oh, wow.
Perfect.
I would have panicked there, but let's go. He's got him. I thought that previous deflect would have gotten him, but he needed that that final deflect on the thrust attack.
Yeah. And pretty clean so far with getting into what would be the half point for shooter run, because perhaps many of you are
Sure is very
used to
quick,
that.
yes.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that many viewers here in the GDQ connoisseurs really know about shooter because it's the most speedrun category. It's the most known category as well. So just to put a little comparison, this is going to be a little longer, and here we have croacx starting the running section towards Roberto. Well, we call him Roberto because he screams the name of his son, but he's actually the armor warrior going to Sempo Temple. And in this specific pathing section, there's always some funny shenanigans going on from time to time. If the stars align, and if you have just the nice RNG, you can see the flying carp going through the wall.
Oh, I love the wall fish.
Yeah, super funny. And if you get really, really, really lucky, you actually see the floor fish, the special version of him.
I don't know that I've ever seen the floor fish.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
definitely
seen it
have not.
in a couple clicks, in a couple clips. Super funny to watch, but not funny to have on your own run. It can actually kill it.
You'll see every runner will watch that wall, and it's partially because you want to see like the enemies de-aggro and stuff, but I swear it's for the wallfish. We're all hoping for the wallfish.
That's definitely the reason. Yeah, and here crocs getting into temple. Yeah, there's some actual folklore going in among the Hitless community, saying that these monks do some weird shenanigans with the, and it has to do something with the sugars, but that's just some meme folklore that's going on there.
Oh, we have a
we
difference
have
in the route here. So,
Yeah.
while Croaks is going for Senpo, Capti is going towards the gun fort. Maybe he just wants to get it out of the way early because he can't actually. No, he could go through there yet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sensible decision. The only thing he can't do yet is go past Centipede because you need the. Oh wait.
He does have it. Yeah, because we've done Genny already. Yeah.
Yeah, he could go after that. Yeah, he could go Senti and then Snake Eyes and Fake Monk already. Yeah. It's a sensible decision in a sword only run because you sometimes get memed. It's very, very, very unlikely. It's almost 100% consistent Gunfort, but you still can get the funny stuff going on. And getting it done at the beginning of the run, it's a sensible decision.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. On the right, we do have the Armored Warrior, and it's a bit of a sort of almost puzzle boss where you have to figure out how to actually finish him off, because you'll notice his health isn't going down. And if you just do a death blow, that doesn't actually finish him off unless, as we're about to see here,
a
few more hits.
Off the ledge.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go.
Repositioning there. Yeah. Very, very nice detail from Croaks there. Doing a little backstep before taking the last deflect on the Berserk combo to avoid the collision of Armor Warrior's body. He actually breaks your posture if you deflect that attack too close because he slams you with his chest and pushes you back. And here we see Capde waiting for the shots, taking the slower version of Sword Only Gunfort. There are many variations on these strats, and each runner has their own little tweaks to make it consistent for them. And here we see how he's gonna deal with it. This is the common theme on all the Sword Only Gunforts, which is taking advantage of this post to not only block the shots from the gunners, but also block her line of sights. Because you lose aggro there. And once every single gunner drops the aggro, you can just run, jump very, very far right, so the mountain blocks the remaining shots, and grapple there. Ooh, not as right as one expects. But yeah, this is the thing with what we were saying earlier about tweaking. You have two options in this jump. You can go very, very right and grapple as soon as possible, so that you take advantage of the mountain to block the shots. Or you can grapple later and drop a little more in the fall. So the actual...
Ooh, I love Croaks's... I'm sorry, we had to interrupt for the monkey strat. So as he's grappling through the air, the monkey was trying to jump from platform to platform, and he collided in the air with the monkey to keep it there. Yeah. I love seeing that.
It's actually consistent to do once you get the visual cue, and it's very fast for Sword Only, because if not, you would have to ring the bell and stun the hearing monkey. The green monkey, it's the one who hears. So this is a nice little time save, which is very, very cool to watch. Yeah, as we were saying earlier, that second option on Gunfort, you drop further down and the shots actually get stopped by the floor high above on the mountain instead of the mountain itself. Those are the two options. Both are equally consistent. It's just up to runner's preference. And here we have Centipede the deflect simulator.
He's going right into it, not scared. This is a tough boss for sword only specifically because he has a combo, the 3-hit combo that you cannot fully deflect. Yeah, only in the second phase. So first phase is going to be fine, but second phase he's got to worry about that. And I'm not sure how is he going to deal with that. He's going to back away, or what's the play for that one?
Probably gonna do the back step into R1 to cancel the sweep. Yeah. That allows you to get into the rhythm better. See? The R1 cancels the... Yes. And that's R1 there on the third attack of the combo. It's very, very good habit to have because it allows you to have a little more leeway, because sometimes with Centipede he pushes you into the wall, and having that habit of deflecting the third attack of the quick combo can actually save you when you're cornered with a wall behind you. Yeah. Here, croacx taking the idol before Gunfort, probably a safety idol just in case something horribly wrong happens.
You will also notice they are taking some fall damage here, which is not a hit. It's okay to take environmental damage from things like falls. So
Fire.
Capti doing that.
Yeah. Fire as well in Hirata. There are some pathing sections that if you want to make them fast, it involves taking fire damage. Those are not a hit. Unless you're doing, of course, no hit, no damage. Yeah, in that case, it counts. But yeah. And there's also, I'm gonna give a little heads up as well, because croacx is heading into Centipede too. That second phase is a little special, not only because of the the 3-quick combo attack that we discussed earlier, but also since you have to take that distance from Centipede to avoid the quick attack, you have to also be very quick with your reactions if he actually doesn't do the quick attack. Because if he does the long combo attack and you're not close enough when deflecting, you have a forced block on the third hit because of distance.
I didn't even know about that. Wow.
Yeah, you have to be very conscious of your positioning in such a small arena and with your distance every time you backstep in second phase. Here we see Capde approaching the Snake Eyes Shirafuji. No, Shirahagi. Shirafuji is the one in Gunfort, yeah.
Yes. The one in Gunfort, not required, not a memory, but the one here is required because it blocks the way to the monk.
Yes, a mandatory boss. And here, taking the backstep, taking off that first phase, or free. And here, not many people know this, but you can actually deflect the grab of Shirahagi. There are not many grabs that you can deflect, but this is one of them, and you should really be taking advantage of those hitless. And not even hitless, just Sekiro runners out there. If you're struggling with this boss, try deflecting it.
I'm a little surprised that he's not going for the dead angles there.
The cornices, yeah.
But probably just, a preference or finding it a little bit simpler, because in that corner cheese, if you miss an attack, you are just going to take a hit. So going for that locked on is nice and safe there, although you do have to execute well on the deflects.
Very nice, very clean boss fight from Capde in that Shirahagi. Taking the steady pace, going quite good, and getting into Mibu village. Meanwhile, we're gonna see croacx doing the Centipede.
croacx does have a little more attack damage because he did the monkeys first, so this should go a little bit faster, but I expect we'll see approximately the same strategy.
Length, yeah. Yeah, this is important here when you deflect death blow. You have to preemptively move back because you can be caught by that quick attack. You don't have to worry as much if you kill him with a regular deflect, like a regular death blow, not deflect death blow, or a head stomp death blow. That's not as dangerous there, but with deflect you have to be really, really careful.
Yes.
Here, Capde, we have to pray for Capde now. He's facing the hardest boss in the whole run. Will we see a deflect? Will we see a deflect?
I would have loved if he had just
going-
ended with a deflect. That would have been amazing.
Going for the safe strat here on the hardest boss of the run. We good. Now everything from here. This is just light work.
Yeah,
This was the
easy if
true-
you can make it through Miss Noble. That's the real bottleneck.
Exactly. That's the true bottleneck. There's an after and a before fighting Miss Noble. All the nerves just go away. You're just, oh, okay, thank God. This is already finished.
Ooh, Croak's going for that
taking the
skip.
speed.
I love that
Yeah,
skip. It
the
is
speed
consistent, but you have to time your grapple properly. So I love to see those
Yeah.
speed tech in this hitless run.
Yeah, dipping the toe in the lake of poison, but no damage taken.
And it would count as a hit in that case if he had not gotten the grapple, because it would cause a full splat, which causes the black screen where you
Black
get,
screen, yeah.
faded back.
Teleported back.
Yep, that does count as a hit. So regular fall damage where you just take a hard fall, not a hit, but the black screen where you get teleported back, that does count as a hit. So it is very scary, but Croaks is
Very
confident
consistent
with it.
as well. Yeah, Croaks is a very good, hard-working runner. He has been. He proclaims himself as a speedrun hater, but he honestly
He does
has been.
speedrun stuff.
He has
what the
been
heck?
doing speedrun stuff. It's duality of man. What do you expect?
I wonder if he's going to do the corner cheese at all. It doesn't look like it.
The cheeky in between R1 when Hirahage does the. There you go. The cheeky R1. Yeah. Oh,
and-
Captain going for fake monk.
Interesting, just strafing around that spin attack. I usually deflect it for some good posture, but the posture does come back
Yeah.
very quick on her, so it does
Yeah.
make sense to
She's-
just strafe it.
Yeah, she's doing that attack and at the beginning every single time, and you can actually avoid it altogether with a not very hard setup. But you can.
That was actually very
force
scary. There was a double attack there. He dodged through the first, tried to deflect the
and
second, but it
preemptively
missed.
the second.
Yeah.
And
Oh, there it is.
there it is. That plan. Yeah. Here we can see Captain doing a hybrid start. You actually force fake monk to deflect, so you can get certain attacks, specific attacks, and he is dodging some to get the most amount of HP damage possible because she has the second most fastest posture regeneration in Shura, at least. I think Swords Edition has more.
Really? I thought she had
Yes. No, I think just Swordsen has a little bit more, but Fake Monk definitely one of the tougher ones. You have to hit those HP thresholds so that she starts taking some posture damage, but I think we will see probably an HP kill.
I'm really liking
it's
all these
not-
dodges that he's doing. Just not taking those deflects, not taking the sort of risk of it or going for posture, but just focusing really on those dead angles, as we mentioned, where if you hit her either from behind her or while you're facing away, she won't block you,
Yeah.
and you get that pure health damage to bring down her health.
Yeah, it's really nice that we're seeing this here because it's not common to see fighting monks in a sword-only run. You usually go for that setup that I was mentioning earlier, in which you just force her to deflect you with thrust attacks, and you just can keep her in a loop, and she keeps doing the same 2 attacks over and over again, and you can just stab her to death until boredom. But this is a little bit faster and honestly much more interesting to see. And I think croacx is gonna do the very same. He's gonna go for the fighting monk, not chasing. Starting
Looks like
right
it.
away with those dead ankles, yes. Outrunning that spinning attack and going for that sweet HP damage, yes.
Yeah, he does have 1 extra memory, which doesn't sound like it's a lot, but this early on
But
with low
it's-
memories, it's going to make a big difference. I think he's going to kill Monk, a minute
Ooh.
faster.
Going for that. Oof, that height is so tricky. But, Fake Monk's arena is very. It can be nuanced to fight her because of the irregularities in the terrain. Very very tricky to keep that in mind every time. And sometimes you have her blade pass you over your head. Sometimes she's a little below you and the blade comes from the ground and you cannot see it properly. You have to be very, very conscious about this.
Yeah, she also has very weird timings, a lot more delayed than you would expect. She
Ooh,
kind of
yeah.
like slowly brings her sword over as opposed to like swinging all at once.
It feels a little bit like Headless in a sense.
Yes.
And with certain attacks that feel very slow, but suddenly they are in your face and you just got hit by them. That eerie effect.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going for a posture kill here, which I really appreciate.
It's the fastest.
Yes.
It's the fastest approach.
And you do that by, you have to deflect the thrust attack because we don't have Mikiri counter, but it actually really synergizes with a,
It's probably a combination of distance and a missed time there. Because we can see that irregularity of terrain we were talking earlier. She was a little below and she was behind that stone like little house thing. Very, very hard to time that deflect correctly, and that's gonna be the first hit for croacx, but that's not gonna discourage him from doing the best he can do.
Yeah, and he is going for those deflects on those thrust attacks, which causes her to basically maintain the loop. If you did Mikiri counter her, she would stop the loop and she might like back off or do something weird. But if you deflect it, she will always continue onto the loop. She can still get out of it in other ways, but helps you to get a lot of posture really quickly.
Yeah, and for those viewers that have been keeping track on croacx, you might notice that he's doing a different strat than at the beginning of his own fight. He started with a lot of dead angles, focusing on that HP damage, and now he's doing full deflects, going for that posture, and that's that close range.
It's the
that
wall
fifth
behind
spin.
him. Yeah, you could not see anything because the wall behind him messed up the camera, and when the camera's messed up, it's just impossible to see that attack.
Yeah. Not only that, but the fifth spin on that attack comes out faster than the other spins. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That fifth is a little bit faster, and being pushed back into that wall, it just throws off your timing completely.
And of course, he was not expecting that. He did not grab any safety idols along the way, so he's going to have to make his way back, but you move pretty quick in Sekiro, so it's not that big of a time loss.
Yeah, it's not going to be a huge time loss on that regard, yeah.
And then the Armored Warrior that we're seeing here, the pretty standard, so the big roar combo is what you're looking for. Ooh, dodges the final hit. I'm not used to seeing that.
Instead of backstepping that, to avoid that body slam we were talking about earlier, Kabde chooses to dodge that final attack. It loses a little bit of efficiency on posture damage, but it trades it for a better positioning choice with those moving R1s we were talking about, those strafing attacks around him, and very clean fight so far, yeah. Now, here we see that the difference of routing. He's not going for the folding screen monkeys.
Why is he delaying it so much? I feel like he's flexing. I feel like this is some sort of a decision.
I know why he's doing it.
Okay.
He's actually delaying the folding screen monkeys because he doesn't want the scaling to affect Ape. Because you have the scaling with certain bosses that the whole game and the whole every single enemy raises their HP once certain conditions are met. So this, I think, influence from very, very low damage runs in which we take these routing decisions into account to have to deal with the bosses the least amount of time possible. But with leveling AP, it's actually, this routing is actually gonna be a little bit slower, but not gonna make that much difference. It's only probably gonna be like 30 seconds during the whole run, perhaps a little bit more.
Yeah.
And here we see the ape fight, first phase. He could go for the stab loop, for the stagger loop here, but both runners have decided to not go for the stagger loop to showcase phase 1 fighting, which is very, very spicy.
It is one of the scariest ones for me. When I've been learning it, this was one of the hardest bosses.
It takes a lot of practice to get used to the weird hitboxes of the arms and the shoulders and the body of Ape. Very, very tricky. It's very dependent on positioning. So you have to put all your senses into the fight.
Yeah, honestly, both of them are in two of the toughest of these
sword-only boss fights,
yeah.
Yes.
Especially for the early game, these have got to be the two toughest. You know, we get to some tough ones later as well, but in the early to mid game, these two are so rough.
Yeah, they are deadly, especially with the decision they took of not choosing them, of not doing the monk loop and the stagger ape loop. That increases the difficulty exponentially in these boss fights. Very, very difficult to fight like that. Yeah. And here we see croacx already finishing the fight. Very, very close. Only 10% of posture left. And we were talking about earlier in Monk that he has one of the biggest posture regenerations of the game.
There it is. Excellent.
With the stomp death blow. Very, very
love the stomp
cool
death blows.
Yeah. Gotta take the idol for later. Yes. And at the same time, Capde finishes the first phase. Yeah. We will see the same strats we were talking about Fake Monk in True Monk later, because she also has a huge posture regeneration ratio. And here runners focus first on HP to lower those thresholds they have at 20, 40, and 60%.
Oh, instant scream on Capdi. He got out of there, but that was very scary.
Yeah, definitely. Waiting for the combo here to re-enter, re-engaging.
Oh, another scream.
Another scream here.
Not great luck so far.
Major nuance of Ape Phase 2 is screams. They can, he can stall a long time.
Oh, that's what you want to see. After that big slam, you get a huge punish where he is just trapped on the ground. So as long as you get those big ones.
And here, a very, very clever decision from Capde, doing those dead angles at the severed head, at the wound of the severed head, better put like that, because in there, Ape has extra posture damage received. So by aiming into that wound when he's down on the ground, he maximizes that posture damage. There you go. There you see that extra posture damage going.
Yeah, it's funny. The ape doesn't have a head anymore, but still has a head hitbox that takes additional posture damage.
Yeah, we take advantage there in speedruns with Mortal Draw to do huge amount of damage.
And here, croacx in the fight as well.
Yes, phase 1. We can see here the difference in routing that makes the decisions that Capde and croacx took differently, because even with the full death in Fake Monk, they are fighting the same boss fight at the moment. Yes, of course, Capde is already at the half point of the second phase, but you have to remember that Capde still has to kill Folding Scream Monkeys. Of course, it's just a gimmick fight, but takes time nonetheless.
Yeah, and one dodge that I wanted to point out that croacx did there, the big jumping leap where he grabs. A lot of players on their first time think that's completely undodgeable. It doesn't feel like it is, but these runners know that you can unlock and you can kind of run around him with the dodge, and that's how you can avoid getting grabbed there.
Another runners that I know from the community actually decide to just unlock, stand still, and manually dodge that hitbox. Purely iframing, because if you take very, very, very close attention during that animation, you can actually see Ape jumping. He does a huge jump, and then he kind of scrapes the ground with his hand, and that's the cue to dodge. It's very, very hard to train, very hard to do, but there are some runners out there that actually enjoy that flexing, and it feels cool and actually allows for more punish windows right after the dodge. You can sneak in a couple extra ones there. Yeah, okay, so croacx going for the phase 2. Capde already finished tape, going for folding screen monkeys.
Gotta be folding screen monkeys now. He's put it off for long enough. We'll finally get to see it.
Yeah, that's the Insta stream there.
They both got it at the very start, so very, very not lucky so far.
Same RNG so far with the flurry there. Okay, getting close there. Nice.
Excellent.
And is he gonna go? Yes, he's gonna go the backstep here. Yeah, going for that sweet extra positive damage on the head hitbox.
Yeah, this big sort of flurry of upward attacks that croacx is seeing there, you can just get behind him, get a bunch of extra hits in, but then you try to get back in front of him to deflect the big hit for, once again, that big punish we were talking about. So you love to see exactly that combo. It takes multiple deflects to set it up, but if you do, you get so much damage out of it.
And that flurry, it's a double-edged sword, actually, because on one hand, you have that extra DPS that you have on that whole combo with those R1s that you were mentioning. But on the other hand, you have to be very, very careful if you're punishing that attack when Ape is very close to death. Because during that flurry, if you kill him, Ape is gonna turn around facing you, but the hitbox is still active, so you get hit by him even after dead. Very, very sneaky. And
if you're aware of it, you can wait until
finished.
Oh, I love it. He did the green monkey intercept as well. I love that strat.
As well. Yeah, super nice. And here the routing difference is very, very noticeable, because Capde still hasn't finished with folding screen monkeys yet, even though that croacx fully died on Fake Monk and had to redo the whole fight.
Yeah, now he's a little
He's already
bit ahead.
already heading for Fountainhead Palace. That extra AP at the beginning of the run when you're doing those early folding screen monkeys. Ooh,
Oh, he's going right to double ape.
Double apes.
This is an interesting routing choice. Double ape does not have a lot of health. You can bring them down fairly quickly, but it is a scary one. If you kill them quickly like this, you will get an additional memory that will make other fights faster. So that's got to be the decision here. But it is a bit rough. You'll see him basically run around for a very long time trying to get very specific attacks during the second phase. The first phase, it's mostly like the previous ape we just killed.
It's identical. Yeah, identical, except an extra attack that he has that you can punish with a bounce, a Goomba stomp. Yeah.
But yeah, first phase, we're not worried, but second phase, it's going to be very slow, very careful, very methodical. At least if he's doing it the way that I did it, sword only, unless he's got some, fancy, speedy thing.
I think you did it with fighting, like killing Brown Ape first.
Yes.
Because on the second phase, this Guardian Ape summons his girlfriend, and they find alongside them. Like they find the both together, and yeah, the most common strat is that you used to do when doing those Mortal Journey Gauntlet runs. That's killing a brown ape first. That's the most common strat. But actually, the fastest is going for white. You can play around brown ape. It's harder, but it's consistent, 100% consistent, and it's faster to kill white ape first.
And that does look like what he might be doing. Oh, he's locked onto the brown.
No, he's going for brown first. Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, he got a hockey stop there, and he couldn't go for the full punish. It's unlucky movement there. Capde, on the other hand, going for Owl, starting that purification, the first step towards purification. Could not choose the Shura ending, going for the Immortal Servants. And here, I think we're gonna see Capde setting up the torches. Yes, he's waiting for him to come back because he gave the hardest RNG, that diagonal swipe that goes away from the door. So, this is one of the best. That's one of the best. There you go. And you push him right into the door, and it becomes...
There we go.
Very,
The
lenient.
back step is exactly what he wanted to see. So now it should be pretty much scripted from here. And the brown ape is almost dead as well.
Yeah, probably only 1 or 2 punishes left.
I think it'll just be the one, yeah?
Yeah.
But you do have
I'm
to
not
wait
really
for it.
used
You gotta
to
wait till they're
this high
separated.
damage. Yeah. The thing with this boss fight of double apes, and the reason why it works to the strand of not killing brown ape as well, is because they work in tandem. They balance each other out. When one ape is attacking, the other is stalling, and once you practice it enough, you can start to see the patterns. Yeah, there you go.
There
Brown
we
ape
go.
is dead.
Now it's back to basically the identical ape fight that we've seen twice now already, and it shouldn't.
And
be
this
too
is going to be
bad.
the third time we're going to be
Yes.
seeing that. Yeah. And at the same time, Captain, finishing your foster father. Well, Sekiro's obviously foster father.
Oh, my foster father.
You're of course.
Yes.
Because you are Sekiro incarnate, Mitch. We all know it.
But yeah, so the owl fight was luckily, if you get him into the corner, you can basically just keep him there and do those dead angles, similar to what we saw with Genichiro. So it's not too bad of a fight once you get him into the corner, which is the hard part.
Yeah, it's the hard part, but it's actually surprisingly consistent to do in Hitless, unless you're doing no deflect. That's a little tricky. It's the deflect death blow on ape. Very, very rare. It's like a shooting star.
I think he
Super
got
nice.
it on the first, or one of them got it on the first ape as well. Yeah, I think it was Captain.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, super nice, super nice. Double ape already dead. I thought croacx was gonna do double ape after True Monk, because it's the all memory speedrun route. I think. Perhaps I'm misremembering, because there has been a few route changes already. But I expected him to do it there. So you have that extra 2 memories from Owl and from True Monk to fight double apes, but no, he actually chooses to go first for double apes to have those extra points of damage from the AP.
Yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, might as well do it earlier.
Yeah, especially with True Monk, that's a long fight.
Yeah, so True Monk getting sped up by that double ape, I think this might be a very smart decision from him. Very unorthodox,
Definitely.
not something most runners would be comfortable
Not commonly
with.
seen, yeah.
But very smart, I think, if it's going to work out for him.
I mean, considering the curriculum that croacx already has with Sekiro, he's very, very, very used to low damage runs, and double apes is that bottleneck in low damage runs. So he's confident in it, he went for it, and it's probably gonna pay off in the long run.
Capdi is doing a lot of the required story progression in order to unlock one of the secret bosses of the game that we will see later. But yeah, croacx gonna try to not get him in the corner. That's a block.
no.
That counts as a hit.
Did you see what happened there? He got the infamous triple shuriken.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing with Owl and with all the bosses actually that have dialogue. That when they are talking, they misbehave. They sometimes do some weird things. They do some extra attacks. And here you just saw in prime time one of the classic memes in Sekiro. When Owl is talking and he does the double shuriken, you just have the chance of having the third.
Yeah.
And here croacx just got it. And we can see actually croacx is fighting Owl, not chasing him.
Yeah, fighting him super well. He is doing, sort of a cheese of dodging behind him and hitting him from behind, but not getting him fully stuck in the doorway, but really going for it and showing exactly how you can kill this boss very, very quickly.
Yeah. Going for those extra angles as well. There you see, really nice. This is going to be the same strat that they will do for that secret boss that you were talking about, which is actually Owl Father. It's like the remembrance of Owl that Sekiro has. It's some weird Japanese introspection metaphor, but he's actually more powerful there. Something sort of a memory. Very, very introspective, very Japanese. Miyazaki. He likes these kind of deals.
I mean, I like it too. I think it's an amazing fight. I think it's so much fun.
Definitely. It's one of the cooler fights. And here, Capde already in Hirata State, on the first instance of Hirata State, going for Shinobi Hunter, who is actually one of the most useless NPCs that the forces of, I think it's no, he's not with the ministry, it's with the other guys. Hirata has, because he's supposedly a shinobi hunter, but he's directly looking at Capde right now.
He just doesn't see
anything.
But we do want him to see us because we basically want to get him over into this area where no other enemies are going to kill us.
Yeah, we lure him. This is the no enemy kill strat for sword only. There are a couple strats there. You can kill the archer and then go into the river if you get detected by the others. And there's also a very, very, very precise way of killing the archer so that you don't actually get detected. But yeah, you can see that this area is supposed to be played at the beginning of the game, because with all the extra AP we have, poor old Shinobi Hunter just dies in 4 hits.
Yeah. I think it does scale up a little bit as you go through the game, but not nearly as much as the extra scaling we get from the attack power.
The huge scaling of Hirata State is actually when you enter Fountainhead, which is the last trigger for the scalings. But since Capde didn't go into Fountainhead Palace yet, we have the weaker version of Hirata yet, which is a smart routing decision by him. And I think croacx is going to do the same. Most likely he's going to do the same. Oh, trying to go for the faster grapple up there.
It's not dangerous. You can just grapple anyway, but not quite as fast.
And right now, croacx doing that questline we were talking about, so a lot of conversational gameplay. Those fans of Doki Doki Literature Club are now rejoicing watching.
All right, so I want to see, is Capde going to go through the fire? I'm assuming yes, because he's taken other environmental fire so far, and it is sort of the fastest way to get into this next fight with Juzo. Juzo, very scary because he has so many additional enemies around him, and so you need to either kill them or separate him, and so I think he's going to take out just the enemies on the side and then distract Juzo over here and fight him one-on-one.
With the yellow aggro.
Yeah.
The clever Hitless runners figured this stuff out, and we take advantage of it. Hitless running, much like speed running, is collaborative work. We are all standing in the shoulders of giants when running.
And I love a lot of these mini bosses. You can aggro them and then run far enough away that they de-aggro and then just get a backstab on them as they are trying to go back to their default position.
Oh, tricky strat. I think Capde is going for it's going to go for the no deflect strat on this. It's going to be a little bit slower because with the amount of AP damage, the attack power you have already, the posture is more worth in terms of time, but you see it's barely any difference.
Yeah, and I do like it. I do think it's a little bit safer, at least for me personally, just kind of getting to deal with one attack at a time instead of, if you deflect, he kind of attacks back to back to back to back.
Yeah, it's definitely simpler to deal with, 100%. And here, croacx with a different routing decision. He's not gonna go for Hirata early because with AP, it's actually worth going later. And we are seeing him fighting True Monk, not as focused in HP damage here because the attack power overthrows that regeneration that Corrupted Monk has, which is smaller than his fake version.
And then the second
here
phase.
already phase 1. Yeah.
Second phase, you get a guaranteed death blow that just skips it entirely. That is an intended strat by the game, not a glitch or anything. So yeah, basically we only have to deal with 2 phases of the monk, but the second phase is a little different. It's not quite the same as what we saw before. There's going to be some spitting attacks that deal very quick damage, so you got to make sure to stay entirely out of range of them. Otherwise, you'll take a tick.
Yeah.
Like right there.
Those hitbox come out very, very quickly. It's very, very dangerous. Even if you misstep a little bit with your dodge, you don't input your direction properly, and you're gonna get nicked by that little point of hitbox.
Yeah.
Here, Cap the fighting Lady Butterfly already done with first phase because she takes a lot of posture damage, especially with all those upgrades that we've been building up during this run. And killing the boss at the same time, even though Capta still has the second phase, a trickier one with the summons and the spirits and the emblems that Lady Butterfly attacks with. And I think he's gonna do... Yes, he's gonna go for the low damage strat because it's a very, very, very dangerous to fight face to face Lady Butterfly on face to face on second phase. It's very, very dangerous because she has an insta attack that can summon butterflies right on your face, and if you're not properly positioned, you just get hit. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And also another strategy decision that's happening here in this second phase in Sword Only is that we go for HP damage instead of posture damage because Lady Butterfly is very, very prone to snapping her fingers, and she just stalls with a summon attack that just makes her regen all the posture damage that you've been dealing throughout the fight. Especially noticeable in low damage, but it also applies here in high damage Sword Only.
Yeah, but he got her without, a lot of stalling, without a lot of the illusions and having to wait for forever.
Yeah, nice
so
RNG
very
there.
nice fight.
Here we can see croacx traversing the Fountainhead Palace. There's actually a skip that just completely avoids traversing this area, but they're opting for the safer choice. Honestly, the wiser choice.
Yeah, the skip.
It's
It's
not a
pretty
hard
tough.
one to miss.
It's a pretty tough skip, I
but,
think.
oof, yeah. It's very, very scary. Very, very scary.
You have to dive at like just the right time and in the right position, and if either of those is off, you just take a lightning damage, and so really not worth that risk.
Not salvageable. Not salvageable at all because you just get comboed into dying.
Yep.
Oh, and here Capta going for the 2 Hirata states back to back. Right now, since he completed the quest line for that secret ending, quote unquote, we can say, he gets a different bell to commune with in that Buddha on the dilapidated temple, and he goes into a different memory of Hirata with different enemies, extra mini bosses, another instance of Juso with different enemies that you have to deal with as well, and that final boss super spicy fight, Owl Father, in the arena where Lady Butterfly was, with all the fiery environment, very, very cinematic. Super excited to see.
Yeah, this Juzo not surrounded by a ton of extra enemies like the previous one was, but still a few, as well as a lone shadow. So it's gonna be once again trying to get it
and
pretty solo.
it's one of the annoying lone shadows as well, because this lone shadow is the poison one. He has the kick, the poison kick. Not all of them have. I mean, they have it, but they are not so prone to using it. This lone shadow, he loves to do that poison kick, and if you get into a poor position, you can be caught by him very, very quickly. Very dangerous. But here he's doing one of the two different strats that you have to for dealing with him. This relies on that yellow aggro we were talking about earlier to lure that lone shadow there that you can see walking slowly towards your last lone position, and here you can take a quick backstep on the archer and then on the lone shadow.
Yes, and luckily, because he's not a boss version, you can just kill him in a single backstab. You don't have to do multiple on that lone shadow.
Yeah. The other way, it's a little, perhaps, lower, I think. Ooh, the whiff.
Missed the hit, but it's an archer. Archers are slow to react, so he got him.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem there. Yeah, the other way of dealing with that, it's actually near the zone that Capde was just there. You can do a special de-aggro there that instantly drops the aggro of both Juso and the Lone Shadows, and you can quickly get that backstep. But I think this is it's a smarter approach, definitely, because you're closer to the enemies. You have to do less running. And here, that dodge, because Juso drank while Captain was luring him, he actually has that drinking buffered. So on that first dagger, he's gonna spit that booze he had drunk. And funny thing about that attack, you can deflect it.
I did not know that.
It's a hitbox that you can just deflect. It's very, very easy timing.
Does it
and
still
it's super
damage
funny.
you? Is it still a hit?
Nope.
Wow.
Not a hit.
Weird.
You just deflect it. You actually don't get barely any build up because the mist is behind you. It's very, very similar like the Shichimen laser attack. Super funny stuff. Yeah.
And on the right side, we do have the Divine Dragon encounter, which is a very long encounter, fairly scripted. Of you just kind of wait for the lightning. Yeah, it's a bit of a gimmick fight, but it is more dangerous. Oh, double! I don't know that I've ever seen that. That was incredible.
Ooh,
2 lightnings on the same tree.
Oh, that's actually one of the most dangerous things that can happen.
Yeah.
It's very, very commonly seen in hitless runs because many runners tend to stall and wait for only specific attacks to take the lightnings. And since all lightnings fall in the same amount of time, I think it's 18 seconds, I'm not exactly sure, or maybe 17, I don't know, but they fall in evenly spaced time intervals. You can actually get the lightning fall at the same time as you're grabbing it, and you can get hit by it. It's very, very dangerous stuff. And here, Capde on the other side of the screen going for that spicy fight, one of the most enjoyable of the whole game for me. Our father going for the no deflect loop.
Yep, it is a pretty easy way to fight him. I do like fighting him normally as well. It's so much fun. But either way, this is just such a fun fight.
Yeah, it's very solid, very consistent. You have to be very careful to not dodging that kick early. Because you sometimes get into the rhythm of 2 attacks, he blocks, you dodge, but you have to be very reactive with that kick, because if you dodge too early, the tracking that kick has is very, very nasty.
Yeah, and you also have to be ready for, if he backs off, you've got to chase him immediately. Otherwise, he can start to do some unpredictable things that you really don't want. So you try to keep yourself right up next to him.
Yeah. Aggressiveness is really, really rewarded in this fight.
Ooh, careful of those.
There with the pillar.
Yeah. The owl attacks are actually not that bad for hitless because you can basically just run away from them and avoid them entirely.
You're actually really good because they help you with repositioning Owl. Because the major issue with him is the weird stuff that can happen close to the pillars and close to the walls. He can move too quickly. He can buffer attacks very, very weirdly. You just want to keep him in the middle of the arena at every moment. So those teleports that he does help you with that because you just can force him to teleport into the nice spot.
Okay, just running away. Oh, the pillar almost blocked him. That was very dangerous.
That was very dangerous, yeah, because running away. Okay, deflecting the Shadow Rush there.
Wow. Deflecting the Shadow Rush and the follow-up.
Yes, he actually has to dodge right after that first Mikiri deflect because Owl kicks you to propel himself upwards, and that kick, that stagger is a hit. So you have to buffer that dodge there to do that deflect completely hitless. And very, very nice seeing Capta doing that. With no problems at all, almost finishing that fight.
And there it is. And croacx at Demon of Hatred. Is he actually gonna... I know in speedruns you like take the idol and then you warp away, but no, he's going right into it. No, he's warping away, never mind.
Wait, he did not take the idol.
He didn't grab the idol, yeah.
But you could warp into it regardless. But this is just to make the enemies disappear completely for the later fight. And now he takes the idol and levels up that Dragon AP. Yeah. I think he's probably gonna do Demon of Hatred last because he has the biggest pool of HP of the whole game, combining the three phases.
I think that does make sense. Save it for last. It also makes a great finisher. It's a very fun fight to end with. Very scary though.
I'm more fond of doing Sword Saint last.
Yes.
Because it's more cinematic with all the lightnings and the thunder. But yeah, Demon of Hatred is definitely on the you just are on the edge of the seat every single second that's going. It's very, very scary, even though it's very consistent for Sword only. You have a lot of windows to dodge, to reposition. Super nice, with a lot of breathing space that Sword Saint does not give you.
We basically swapped now, where Capta is now doing the apes, and croacx is now doing Hirata.
croacx going for the skip.
Oh,
wait, the pass well. First try, baby.
A little bit of a show-off there.
It actually saves a little bit of time in Sword only, because you would have to do some aggro strats to avoid getting caught up in the alley on the right side of Hirata.
Do you think Capta is going to go for the brown ape as well? Looks like
I think that's probably the approach that everyone has practiced the most.
Yeah.
So it's this body language.
He is getting some hits on the white ape, but I don't think he's actually going for it.
Oh, I think he went just for that cheeky punish.
Yeah.
Taking that sneakier one. Yeah, he's gonna go for brown ape first. Yeah. It's the most common approach and the easiest approach, so...
Yeah. Oh, and because he's done it later with higher attack power, it looks like he's only going to need to do 2 punishes on the brown ape, so he might just be finished right here.
That's the second punish. Yeah, that's the second punish. A good thing about this way of fighting is that you can actually chain screams, white ape screams very easily. Oh, he's not gonna take that. That's smart. Yeah, that's smart, because sometimes if you take that death blow a little later, you can get caught up with some white attack.
Really?
Some white attacks while you are taking that death blow, yes. So he's gonna go for that smarter decision, playing it safe. He's hitless, he doesn't want to mess up. Just wait for the next scream, which is right there. Just take 1-on-1 and don't let white have that window to hit you.
Yeah, that does make sense.
And there you go. He's down.
Do it.
Facing towards white ape so that he sees the attack that he's doing.
I love that. Great safety there.
Yes. Positional decisions are the key of a good, consistent sword-only run. And honestly, a good, consistent run in Hitless. And here we see, okay, croacx gonna take the Oh, okay, the
He's
second
got the little
fastest
skip.
option. Yeah, he got the little jump there. Very nice.
And looks like
And
Capde
he's
has
gonna
done
get
it.
Finished. Yes. Flawless so far. Really, really good, solid gameplay we're seeing here. Really nice. I think Capde is gonna go for Fountainhead Palace right now, no? He doesn't have that many places to go.
I think that's his only option, yeah.
We're gonna have to pay close attention to croacx here because croacx does not fight Juso's no deflect. He takes my personal preferred option, which is fighting them straight on with deflects. It's probably the most fun mini boss in the whole game for me, fighting him like that.
Yes.
Because you get sneaky combos like the quick stomp. Once you figure that timing out, once you figure that animation for the visual cue, it's just the cream of the cream. Amazing boss fight. Super fun, super dynamic, very close quarters, very Sekiro-like fight. There's no other way to put it. Yes, and here we see him going for it.
Nice. The stomp. That is one of the dangerous ones. And he got the up and the down, no problem.
Yes.
Wow,
and
squeezing every
down.
punish in and such a quick fight.
Yeah, those counter slashes actually make the difference because counter slashing does deal extra posture damage to the enemies.
And Captain
that
now in
speeds
the
up.
True Monk, which is we saw a little bit before, but you know it is a dangerous fight there, where you got to be really careful with all of your deflects, all of your dodges. Again, those weird timings, especially in the third phase, which we're gonna see soon because we get to skip the second phase with that death blow.
Yeah, exactly. And here Capde has the upper hand because he has that extra attack power from Father Owl that croacx did not have. But once you get into the higher numbers of AP, that difference gets smaller and smaller because the scaling of your damage caps has a soft cap. I think it's in 14 or 20. I forgot the exact numbers because I'm honestly used to doing AP1. But yes, you're not gonna. It's not a linear scaling of damage. It would be too broken if it was like that. Yeah, and we can see Capde taking care of that third phase. So far, so good. Having those punishes. Ooh, a little bit tight. That final dodge, but he's got it down. Perfect.
Yes, excellent.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a little connection issue with.
Yeah, it seems to be a Discord issue with croacx's, but it's back now.
Here. Yeah, there he is.
Oh yeah.
He
it's back.
seems to not have gotten hit because he only has the HP. Ooh, that's that instant butterflies that we were talking about earlier. You have to be very good with your positioning, and croacx was perfectly positioned there. He reacted properly, he dodged, and he finished off that fight with a beautiful stomp death blow for that extra style points. Nice.
Yeah, those butterflies are basically the reason why you wouldn't do something like a dead angle on her, even though it could be very powerful. Because if you dead angle and she does those butterflies, you're just getting hit.
They spawn inside you and just dead instantly. Unavoidable. Oops, should have played better kind of deals, you know? Those kind of slaps in the face that the game sometimes gives you. Oh, those are tough to have during runs, but we didn't see it in there. croacx playing it solid, playing it consistent. He knows the fight. He has done it a million times, and he knows those little pieces of information that help build such a strong consistency. And here he's going for that second Hinata state we were talking about earlier, going for that Father Owl, going for that extra spicy fight that we love. And he's gonna have the upper hand there because he has that extra attack power from not only True Monk, but also Divine Dragon. Gonna see a very quick father fight. Let's see if we see the quick stomp combo on Juso, because he's gonna go off so quickly. He's gonna die very, very fast. So let's pray that we actually see that combo, because it's one of the most satisfying combos in the whole game. And it's also worth a lot of posture damage. A lot of posture damage that combo has.
Well, satisfying if you can get it. Very unsatisfying if you get hit by it.
Definitely, yeah, but croacx has done it a million times. He's confident, and I am confident that he's gonna, if he gets that RNG, he's gonna slap him in the face. Capde finishing off that quick.
Ends with the deflect?
Swag. With the swag deflect on Ronaldinho.
That, I mean, I guess that must have been for just the swag and the speed, because he definitely did not need to do that.
Yeah, definitely. That's making up the Miss Noble deflect less. Yeah, very, very nice, cheeky little deflect there. Super fun to watch. You don't usually see it, because that mini boss is honestly free. You just have to spam R1. There's nothing more to it besides the approach. And here, croacx having to de-aggro Juso. Funny thing about the second instance of Juso in that second Hirata state, Juso and his Lone Shadow companion have a shared aggro. They work for, I think it's calling of arms function, something like that, it's in Japanese, in which if one of the two are detected, the other instantly detects and activates its aggro. That's why he has to run away. Even though Juso was facing away very far from Sekiro, he still detects you because they have that shared aggro. And now Juso slowly walking back into his arena. croacx waiting for the more flat ground rather than the slope. And going for that full deflect. Very careful with that visibility with the tree.
Oh, taking a little safe here, but...
Yeah, you have to very reposition him here.
Yeah.
Avoiding that tree.
Almost got him.
Yeah, going for that punish. Okay, quick. Nah, we didn't see that quick foot. Still going for that. In between R1s, doing a ton of damage, and he's gonna kill him there.
Excellent.
Very, very nice.
Got the boss. And I think we've also got a new milestone that we hit. 16,000 total dollars raised for the American Heart Association.
Amazing. Thanks everyone for the support, for the donations. Remember that you can donate to keep the Steam going, to keep it rolling. We already hit every single incentive during the whole weekend, during the whole event. And thank you all for that. We are super appreciative of it. Super grateful for it. Thanks, guys. You're awesome.
Yeah, huge shout out to the donator, the Wizard of Wang, or Wong perhaps, for the $426 to the American Heart Association. Thank you so much.
$6 away from the funny donation. But yeah, thanks a lot. And here, croacx going for that Father Owl, that amazing fight. He's going for deflects rather than the... Instead of the... Yes, he's going for full-on deflect fight. Going for dead angles occasionally here and there, but he's gonna go for that posture damage. Fighting him not with the loop, but with the full moveset.
I love fighting him this way. It is still consistent, although a lot scarier. But it's so good.
He wasn't in position there to deflect that shadow runs, because he told me earlier in the preparation that he actually wanted...
I love that
super
punish.
nice strat. Yeah, that punish is super nice. And it's actually better to do in the long run, because if you are used to doing that punish on the second phase, you can maximize your DPS, because he usually there you see that deflect. Avoiding everything perfectly, just like Capde did before.
Yeah, one of the big punishes that I love to see is the that one right there, the shoulder check hit into the firecrackers because you can do a stab on him. Normally, stab is unsafe because he will actually Mikiri counter you, but during that one move, you can stab him, and it will actually move you forward enough that you avoid the firecrackers in their entirety.
Amazing stuff so far.
Once again, getting him to turn and try to do the sideways attack, and then you interrupt him with an attack. Love to see that.
Yeah.
On the left, we are seeing the
phase,
dragon this time, which basically you just have to wait and avoid his attacks. But one special thing to note is that you have to keep very, very far away from the dragon in case he does the dragon wind. That does count as a hit, so you do have to stay far enough away that you're not going to get clipped by that.
Yeah, and on that fight, on that Father Owl fight, that punish that we just saw right there, that sidestepping, baiting him into doing more attacks, it's faster to do on the second phase, even faster than in the first phase, because after that large delayed vertical slash that Owl does, he's very, very prone to just fade away and teleport into the Owl. So by doing that sidestep punish, you actually keep him longer into the fight, and you can get more damaging, which is super nice.
Yeah, if you do need to reposition him, you could let him do the big slam just so that you get the owl, but if he's in a good position. Oh, I love the stomp death blow there.
Yeah, one of the special animations when doing the stomp death blow. Getting in the back of your own father to stab him in the throat. And Captain finishing, taking the gracious gift of tears.
A little speed thing. You can actually grapple to his eye, which doesn't normally appear unless, as you're like flying through the air, you hold, I think it's forward left, and then it appears. It's a weird grapple
with
point,
forward,
but it's faster.
With forward, just forward also works.
Oh, really? Okay.
You just have to. Yeah, you just have to be pressing it, like keeping the forward button pressed throughout the whole falling animation to get the distance there, and you also have to take the grapple quickly enough so that you don't miss it because it disappears. And they are both on at the same time going for the same places.
They are
already
right on top of each other.
With the fall damage there from Captain, but croacx already did the Demon of Hatred pathing. We have to remember
It's true. So croacx a little ahead in the speed, but they are still so neck and neck if we count this as a race. Of course, it is mostly hitless, but we love to see the speed as well.
Of course, it's one of the most interesting aspects of the game. Even though we're going hitless, it doesn't hurt to also speed things up a little bit on showing them off for our viewers here at GDQ.
Yeah, and we get to see two of the same fight.
Our total has gone up to a very interesting number of $16,161 with the Wizard of Wang with $160 and Petulindus with $1, setting us over the edge. So thank you for the beautiful number, everyone. And if you want to donate to the American Heart Association, you can keep those donos rolling till the end of the stream.
All right, so the fight here does start with a reprise of the Genny fight, the third time we have fought him, but this time with some unique black flame attacks, that are very easy to dodge. Luckily, they are not the hardest attacks in order to add into the fight, so he tends to be pretty easy getting into the Sword Saint phase.
Yeah, and talking about Sword Saint, big boss fight in Sekiro. My personal favorite, honestly. Doing it in low damage is amazing to fight, super nice. You get into that rhythm, that locked in state, that flow state of mind in which you're just you and the sword, and there's nothing more around you. And croacx already finishing that first phase very quickly. That AP, that attack power that we've been gathering throughout the whole run.
Ooh, I love the dodge on the phase transition. And then he just crouches under the spear pole. I love that as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Ashin across deflect on Capta's side.
Wow.
We're seeing amazing things. Ooh, going for the interrupt. No, spear deflect. Amazing, amazing.
You generally,
This
for the
second
spear phase,
phase-
want to just kind of loop him into these deflects, which he's doing a great
Yes.
job of, and keep his posture up as much as possible. It's really hard, but if you can do it right, you can kind of just not give him a chance to breathe. So now they're both going to be doing it, as well as croacx is going to have those lightning attacks. He's got to... What was that on Kathy?
Gab, they're doing.
What was
Gab,
that?
They're doing the classic stone cold stare dodge of the Glock Saint Ishing attack.
I think you could just hit him and
That's-
interrupt that, but he just wanted to show off.
Yes, you definitely can hit him and interrupt that. But funny thing with Ishing, the hitbox of the gun is actually at the tip of his hand. So you just face him, you're just giving a little kiss on the cheek, and say you're not gonna hit him with those, and the bullets go right through you, right behind you, and yeah, just what we saw on Camp side there.
And now they are both in the final phase. They have to dodge the lightnings. Again, you cannot do a lightning reversal or it would count as a hit. And otherwise, they are just trying to keep that posture up, keep as many deflects.
Oof.
They're both near the
Tricky
edge.
position there.
Oh, but croacx has finished him off.
Oh, very, very tricky on Captain's side as well. When Ishing whiffs an attack with his sword on spear phase, he has a very, very slow follow-up that's very tricky to deflect properly, but Captain
Yes.
doing it perfectly so far and killing both Saint. Very, very nice.
It's easy to get
Very
baited into
nice,
trying to
nice.
attack after he misses a deflect, and you can just get hit right
Yes.
back for that, and it is so dangerous.
Definitely.
But they have both finished the
So far,
fight.
so good.
Yeah, so I think they both just have Demon of Hatred left.
Demon of Hatred, and that's it. Yes,
Yeah.
Demon of Hatred, and that's it. Capta still has to do that pathing, but it's a very quick.
It's pretty
pathing,
quick,
so
yeah.
It's not gonna have any troubles with it. And
And of course, going for the alternate ending, because we did already take out Father Owl, so we can get the good ending. Well, the half good ending.
I honestly, I like killing the child. Obviously, in game, guys,
come on.
in game, because
specify that.
he's very, very annoying to deal with on the dialogues, on the tutorials when he turns around. And, you know, it's that personal win on that ending choosing. And actually, it's a little bit faster on in-game time.
I do, honestly, I do love the purification ending, that sort of halfway good ending.
Lore-wise, yeah.
Where you
sacrifice
spoilers, you
yourself.
sacrifice yourself in order to save the child. I love those, sort of bittersweet and, sacrifice endings. It feels like
very,
a lot of
very
those.
honorable.
Yeah, it feels like a very Dark Souls type ending, sacrifice yourself to keep the flame going kind of a thing.
Yes, exactly. In this case, you're sacrificing yourself for the greater good of your master and fulfilling his wish of ending immortality, because it corrupts the hearts of men. And croacx going for this re-engage is very tricky because it has such a long range on that fire attack. And since we're discussing lore while croacx is finishing off that first phase of Demon of Hatred, spoilers ahead, of course, Demon of Hatred is actually the sculpture that has been corrupted by the flames of Shura, but he didn't end
Scary
up being
attack that he
Shura.
managed to avoid there.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, those fireballs. If you're too close to him, he actually can deal a second attack of fireballs right after that first one and can get you off guard sometimes. Very, very tricky. But yeah.
And it feels like we've been fighting him for a day already, but we are only one phase down out of 3. He has such a long fight, and now we're going to have a little bit of extra moves that he can do in the second, and especially once we get to the third phase, that's where there's a bunch of new
That's
moves.
That's one of those second and third phase moves. That fire carpet. That's very easy to dodge, but also very easy to dodge poorly because you have to delay your jump a little bit.
Yes.
So that
have
you
to
don't get
basically
caught by that
jump
explosion.
when it looks like you're already on fire. Like you have to do it pretty late.
Yes, that's the key. That's the key. And here, Capta going for the safer approach he came through the Sempo pathing from where you get the Demon Bell.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
Demon,
wondering. I was
obviously.
thinking, was he going for the Demon Bell over there? It would. Demon Bell and
No,
Demon of
that's-
Hatred would be pretty funny, but yeah, that would
No,
be
but
rough.
He takes that pathing because there's a Shinobi wall. That's one of the quick travel paths, shortcuts that Sekiro has.
Yeah.
There's one in Kuros Rome as well that connects with the dilapidated temple, and the one in Demon Bell travels back to Ogre Arena when you do to the place close that where you do Ogre's Keep,
Yes.
and that way you avoid the breach with all the gunners and flamethrowers before Shigekichi, which is a little bit safer when you are missing the stealth buff from a Gatching Sugar, like we are here in Sword only. And here we see croacx, very aggressive, taking that stagger, almost killing that Demon of Hatred, and going for that second death blow there.
2/3 of the way through, but it is still not over yet. New moves here, including this fire circle that you have to jump around, and now we're basically sort of trapped in here. He is not trapped in here with us. We are definitely trapped in there with him, and he can run away and then run back like that with the double fire attack. And you got to be very careful. He's so close to the edge. We're not really going to be able to circle around him like we would like to.
Yeah, there are many different attacks that can happen during that fire circle. He can do that double sweep that we just saw. He can actually prepare the fireball attack and close into you, and you can just not see it because the visibility is very limited with all the fire and flames going on. Mm-hmm. It's one of the scariest parts of Phase 3, definitely, but we are already finishing him off because the upside of that fire circle is that he gives a lot of HP punish windows, a lot of damage that you can deal during that animation. Ooh, and is one of the most dangerous attacks of Demon of Hatred. The trick is dodging when sprinting and curving into Demon of Hatred a little bit, so that curve gives that extra distance between you and the idols that he shoots at you. You can actually dodge that same attack with single dodges, but you have to time every single one of them perfectly, which is obviously more involved and way harder.
Yeah, I would not try that.
croacx
But he's got it.
Finishing that All Memories Sword only with only 2 hits. A very unfortunate hit to Fake Monk, getting pushed against the wall. Well, 3 hits actually. Those 2 on Fake Monk, one against the wall and the other just very unfortunate. And that extremely rare case of triple shuriken on Castle Owl on the first one. And there you go, quitting out.
And we can see the final in-game time.
Yes, probably really fast.
I think so.
Yes, 131, considering that he took a full death on Fake Monk. It's quite a nice time for a Null Memory Sword only.
Very nice.
Really good.
Yeah, GG's to croacx.
Yeah, GG's very well played, croacx. Very well played. And we can see.
Yes.
All right, croacx, how did you feel about that run? How
Honestly,
let us
how was it?
walk us through it.
okay, honestly, if I had played that normal, it would have been a hitless run. I don't know if anyone here knows. You know, fake monk or true monk, whatever. It's a really easy
commented.
strat where she can only ever do 2 attacks, which is what we'll usually do in hitless runs, but is A, really slow, and B, super boring to watch. So we decided that we didn't want to do that, of course.
Yeah.
This is like the least
We were
practiced
talking
thing
about that.
I was on. The first one was where I made a simple mistake, simply too early, but the second one was a little bit unfortunate, where I died. I was pushed against the wall, so the attack hit me earlier. It was a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate
And even
beam,
that 5th spin super quickly as well.
yes, it was alright. And then obviously, I was joking literally a whole week that I would get triple shuriken
About
or a
getting
meme
the
like
meme,
that on
and
the
you
run,
got
and
the
it
triple
actually
shuriken.
happened. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
You should
By the
have gone
way,
for the preemptive deflect there.
I did actually. This is the first time I
Oh,
got to try
really?
it since I started doing the triple deflect, and it did not work. So it is a hit. There was nothing I could do there. I actually did press deflect 3 times. I always do when he's still talking.
Oh, wow.
That's what's causing it. So from now on, I gotta strafe those
unfortunate.
to the side, I guess, to be 100% safe.
Yeah, but so far, honestly, a huge run, very solid, very well played. Yeah, we were discussing about your decisions about those fake monk and true monk strats that instead of doing the safe stab loop that just guarantees that fight, you decided both to fight the monk, which is much more dynamic, much faster as well. Yeah, and I mean, it's very unfortunate that you got hit there, but super well played, very good, dude.
Yeah,
GGs.
normally thank you. Normally I was gonna deflect the spin on True Monk as well at the start of phase 3, but because I already had bad stuff this run, I didn't do it. But yeah, overall I'm happy.
Yeah, super nice. It was nice seeing the routing choices that you made. It actually put you very well behind in time, even though you had a full death on Fake Monk and had to travel back. We were talking about it, that those early boss fights that you do, like Folding Screen Monkeys, instead of going first to Gaunfort, that AP pays off in the long run. And yeah, and Captor right
Captor is
now
finished
taking the
as well.
final death blow. Very well
Very
played.
clean final fights by both runners.
Yeah, hitless run. Completely hitless run.
Nice.
Very well done. And there it is. GG's. Amazing showcase from 2 of the most solid runners that this community has, honestly. 132.01. Really nice. Well played, Capta. GG's.
Capta, walk us through. How did you feel about that run?
Man, I don't know what happened through my mind. I got paranoid and I think I misclicked and I pressed the square button. And well, otherwise, I think it was a really good run. I had a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was an excellent
very scary
run.
moment. There was a very scary moment. I think it was in croacx's run during Divine Dragon. That's supposedly a very free fight, but you almost got double lightning.
Yeah, it actually went through me. But I noticed it, and I was lucky that it didn't hit me, and then I just took advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you almost got hit. Like if that lightning went off a little earlier, you just would have been shocked.
Yeah, I think it was like
That would
less
have
than a
been-
second after I shot the lightning at him or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would have been 2 memes in a single run.
Well, you
My
both did an
goodness.
amazing job on
Yeah,
that race,
definitely.
like so close for real. Do y'all have any shout outs or anything that you want to talk about before we wrap up tonight's event?
Yeah, I obviously want to thank Data and the whole team that they put in all the work the last 6 months to make this event possible. It was really nice to be here. It was my first time on an event like this, and I had a blast. Also watching it, I watched the whole weekend. And yeah, thanks to everyone involved.
Yeah, so I also
Absolutely.
want to thank you to the Team Hitless community, the Team Hitless staff, as Croc said, that has worked together with the GDQ staff to make this event possible. And also, I want to thank you, the Hispanic community, because, well, I think if I'm here is in some extent thanks to them. And shout outs to the, well, I think the various streams in different languages, which makes the different coverage possible.
Absolutely. Well,
All right.
I appreciate you both being here and showing this off for us as a bonus incentive run.
Oh,
Mitch, you want to take over?
And sorry, I forgot to also thank you for inviting me and being here. So thank you to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for putting on such an amazing run. Sil, do you first want to do any shout outs?
Well, shout outs to obviously GDQ staff, Team Hitless staff that have put such an amazing work here these 3 days with all the different runs, the off-meta games that we've seen, the relay race, very, very fun, very solid gameplay we've seen here today as well. With all the incentives hit, such an amazing weekend that this has been. And obviously, shout out to all the people that have taught me Hitless throughout these years that I've been running. Shout outs to croacx and Capde for having put this showcase, amazing showcase, and to all the Hitless community of Sekiro, first of all, and of the whole Team Hitless, second of all, because there are amazing people out there that do amazing stuff, and it's super nice having these widespread events that put Hitless in the mouth of everyone. You know, it's nice having Hitless in the conversation.
Yeah, and
So yeah,
thank you. Yeah, to all the communities of all the different games. Thank you so much to Team Hitless for being putting this all together, getting together all the runners, and just being so welcoming. You know, I've always been a speedrunner first and foremost, but anytime that I've said, hey, I'd like to do this Hitless thing, hey, I'd like to do this, it's been so welcoming. It's been so much, everyone trying to help me out and teach me and go, oh, we've got this resource over here. Oh, you're wondering about that strat? Oh yeah, we've got this thing over here to help you learn it. And they've just been such an awesome and welcoming community. And, speaking of the community, thank you to the entire community for raising $16,000 over this entire weekend.
amazing.
Oh, so much.
Oh my God.
And thank you to the American Heart Association for all of the amazing work that they do, all of the, amazing things that they put that money towards, for all the different things they do. So, yeah, I just wanted to say one more time, thank you to Games Done Quick. Thank you to Team Hitless. Thank you to everyone involved. And thank you to you guys, the audience, for watching and for donating so much.
Yeah, very, very proud of you for having raised that much money that's going to help many, many people to be taken care of better with this amount of donation to the American Heart Association. Thanks, everyone, again.
Yes.
Amazing.
GG's all around. Seriously, it's been an amazing weekend, but that is going to wrap it up for Games Done Hitless. Of course, a big shout outs to all of the runners and commentators from Team Hitless, the GDQ crew, and of course you, the viewers. As Mitch said, we raised a total of $16,161 this weekend for the American Heart Association. The American Heart Association is working toward health equality by providing education to healthcare professionals and the public, applying new knowledge to treat heart disease and stroke, teaching individual prevention, focusing on health impact through the conditions in which people live, work, play, and pray, and fighting against systems, laws, and customs perpetuating inequities. So we absolutely smashed our goal of 15K, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you all so much for your generous donations this entire weekend. Listen, if you missed out on any of the amazing races featured today, you can stay tuned after the break for that replay. We will be live again on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for